are reading the second reading from the second or the seventh Sunday of Easter, Year A. If you can have some share in the sufferings of Christ, be glad, because you will enjoy a much greater gladness when his glory is revealed. It is a blessing for you when they insult you for bearing the name of Christ, because it means that you have the Spirit of glory, the Spirit of God resting on you. None of you should ever deserve to suffer for being a murderer, a thief, a criminal, or an informer. But if any one of you should suffer for being a Christian, then he is not to be ashamed of it. He should thank God that he is being called one. The word of the Lord. Jesus asked us to take up our cross. Now, Peter has learned this from hard experience, because in today's second reading he says, if you have some share in the sufferings of Christ, be glad, because future glory awaits you. However, there is no more unwelcome message in the modern world than to be told to take up your cross and follow him. Everyone wants to shed their cross, dump it, hide it, cure it, take it out, but not carry it. Many people go to healing services for the express purpose of shedding their cross, and they think there is something wrong with the healer when nothing happens. What is wrong, they ask. Why should I have to suffer? I'm no worse than anybody else. Why should this happen to me? How can God be a good God and let this happen? Why does he not intervene and stop it? Is there a God at all? Those questions could easily be our questions. What is the cross anyway? Our cross is the whole burden of being a fallible human being in a sinful and sinning world, and all the consequences of this. It is the acceptance of oneself and others, warts and all. It is the defects of my character and personality that must be submitted for help, healing, and transformation. It involves the whole conglomeration of hurts and sensitive areas due to past experiences that were painful and even painful to remember. Our cross also comes from other people with whom we live and work. We brush up against their faults and shortcomings and often overlook the fact that they are different from us in character, personality, upbringing, giftedness, and outlook on life. The cross is the neighbour who came to you when you least expected and gave you problems that you never asked for. But even on relationships within the family, how much suffering can be found? Witness the pain of parents as they agonize over the behavior of their children. How much heartbreak there is in the infidelity of a spouse. To be betrayed in love is to be outraged at the core of one's being. Yet millions of adults live with this pain today, and their children are often forced to choose between one parent and another. Those who should love them the most break their center of security in the home. And then there are other crosses. The long illness of a family member, the dreadful tragedy of a life lost due to drugs, suicide or murder, just to name a few. We, as fellow Christian pilgrims, must walk by their side lovingly, supportive, listening, praying, and compassionately being there for them. We quietly help them to carry their crosses by perhaps imitating Simon of Cyrene, who wordlessly helped Jesus carry his dreadful burden to the conclusion of Calvary. However, I don't think it's possible to help another person carry his or her cross if they do not even recognize their own, let alone carry it. Since this is so, it is now clear why it is a fruitless exercise to try and run away from one's cross, to hide it, or to shed it. To do so is to run away from life, to choose non-life, which leads to emotional and spiritual death. Refusing to face up to the challenges of living on planet Earth as a fully alive person, hoping others will follow in your footsteps. Thank you all very much for listening, and God bless you all.